So on screen should be ending B of Valentine's End, but otherwise, pause if you want to look at it some more. Otherwise, we'll just fade back to the screen and the game because we are. I forgot if I even updated my perm, by the way. We are going to go through ending A, and this is not. I will be making another separate video for the sake of displaying the mystery unfold because I have yet to actually solidify everything I wanted to do. And I'm pretty sure there are still a few little kinks here and there, whether they're typos or they're actual game mechanics that I want to do, unless the game just somehow crashes, but that'll be perfect because I'll be playing all the custom characters that I loaded up, and yeah, we'll be moving on. So without further ado, I'm going to do Rash Decisions one more time, but I forgot what old god I'm on, so I'm going to even do Yogothag. Actually, as we get into Yogothag Rash Decisions custom character, this should be the last video before the release, but Yogothag specifically has a little thing that's easy to overlook, but it's not anyone's fault really because it's actually taken care of. So that's Panstaz W. But charisma, second mystery, strength, knowledge, light, and maybe every single stat check. Coughing. But yeah, we're gonna go through ending A. So I showed at the very beginning the slide to ending B. That's what you saw. If you didn't timestamp, somehow skip immediately as the video started. Blah, I'm going crazy because I was also speaking a lot in the past 16 hours. So, and it's not just racing horse girls. So yeah, we'll get into this and see how and what we can do. Valentine's End is over bullet nails. I'm going crazy already. Valentine's, but then we also have scissors. So Mermaid's Botanist as well. So Valentine's into scissors, and then Valentine's End has to be taken at the end. So, yeah, that's all I really have to say. Otherwise, it's not like I think I did complete every graphic, but some of them they're very obvious. This one's just a school if you go to the schoolyard. In fact, I'm going to do that because we can pick up allies. But the other important thing is that there are some things like I'm not the most creative person, but I will do what I can to make things fit for variety's sake. For example, a lot of Arika's graphics are actually inspired from a lot of the in-game models. So shrug. I mean, that's all I really have to say at the moment. And then some of them are just the models, like this Toilet Ghost, as I mentioned before, is a combination. I forgot to bring a weapon, by the way. Is a combination of the Toilet Ghost and the mannequin. So, shrug. One thing I was going to do gameplay-wise is I was going to have you only be able to take out one heart from this encounter, but again, I have yet to actually decide if that's really what I want to do. Otherwise, I mean, yeah, you could just farm every heart in this encounter, but yeah, I'll see what I really decide to do. I think just a little in between is nice, because otherwise you never know if you're just going to take damage left, right, and center. Although that being said, you're at your healthiest if you take Valentine's first, so maybe I will make it so you can only get one heart from this encounter. Otherwise, I don't remember how many hearts I got so far, so I'm just gonna take out. I know I got at least 3. I could check the log here, by the way, but I'm too lazy. So let's just prep kick. Oh, that's right, we can't prep kick, so double boost kick. And be on our way. And I need a weapon. So, we do get Corpse Dust. We only have 3 hearts, so we need to get a 4th one from another enemy somewhere. You cannot use it for the boss of Valentine's End because, essentially, the gameplay answers no. But lore-wise, let's just say what the trinket was used for is no longer effective, at least at that point in time. So, History Club, actually, really quickly. Get nothing. So, instead, prepare for funds. And sell the wooden bat as well. So that way we can prepare less. I would tree, but I don't feel like it. So legal, then it is into an army knife by. Otherwise, the thingamajiggy would have been great, but I think army knife. Yeah, 70%, 70 accuracy, 85 speed. I'm nodding my head in real life if you don't understand why I'm going silent at times. Seaside Village, by the way. I think Village, we will be visiting the seaside a few times, but Valentine's End has a few, at least like 3 or 4 village investigations, so I will get some use out of it. Also, Rash Decisions. But overall, I heal, I think I broke even HP-wise, although I did end up losing more stamina for it, but reason is what I'm normally worried about. That's a thing with Rash Decisions, basically, is that sometimes there are a number of trade-offs. I don't remember them all because I don't remember every event, and even if I did, as is maybe apparent right now, I'm very, very lazy at the moment. So, and also focusing on either behind-the-scenes talk, which I'm not doing at the moment, or trying to survive the run. So, One little nitpick is that yes, this is also the school background again, but I did obviously there's some modifications. If you take a look, I forgot to close off this corner over here, but I'm still not great with hands. I do my best. I do sometimes use real life as an inspiration. One example is I just use me. If I were to fold my hands in front of myself and look at the length of the arms, the left arm or Arika's right arm is a little short, but it comes from behind and then goes wraps forward. So hey, and then you'll notice this is pretty much the same graphic as the event, except lengthened so that you can actually fit a splash screen, because the splash screen for the ending there as the dialogue goes on is longer vertically. So that means I would have had to make do with the skirt, which I didn't, obviously, compared to even just this custom character. Obviously, this has more detail in the dither patterns on the school uniform, but I just go with the pure black. There's nothing wrong with the pure black without any dithers, because World of Horror sometimes employs that. It doesn't always employ that. There are dithers here and there to make basically something look nicer, which is much appreciated. By the way, into scissors I go. Not really anything to handcuff here. There is something we could handcuff, but I don't think I'm going to run into it. Now, the next question is, would I like the cursed scissors? Would I be able to get the cursed scissors? I don't think so. So we are going to double star, which one of them isn't, the main one isn't, the main sigil is an upside down scar. And then we'll store the blah, blah, blah medical kit. I also probably forgot to fill this bottle, but it's fine for the moment. So we're going to grab this bat and do some bat things. Bat, B-A-T things, not B-A-D. That being said, my Doom is shooting up through the roof already. We're on our second mystery and 41% Doom. We are on scissors, and we're just going to level up while this thing scares us in the background. But, hey, yeah, so we're not going to run ally attack, so we might as well just take knowledge and strength. I'm fumbling over my words. I was talking a lot, and some of it was just talking to myself, really, because I was going through notes and basically dev notes and a log of sorts. But yeah, my voice is ran through. I ran through my own voice, and I can feel the, I guess, scratchiness of it. Retake this mask, by the way. So, Blood Frenzy, unequip. Blood Frenzy, question mark? Oh, use to unequip it, which, nice, but, compared to fighting the Scissor Lady, no. So we're probably just going to end up throwing the mask, even if it does 1 damage, unless it does something when we throw it. That is something you can do with Perm, if we're going to talk about Perm specifically for a moment, is that you can make... I think you can have items do something on throw. If I'm wrong, correct me. But basically, there are a lot of interactions with item spells and whatnot that you can set to trigger custom effects using the Perm plugin. By the way, I think we're just going to trade blows here. -3 all, but shrug. Even the empty bottle, maybe, but we'll take a look. Actually, no, because we're going to hit 3 reason here, so we might as well just do... Oops, I'm going absolutely insane. And just guarantee this. That should be guaranteed. If it's not, I'm going to cry. And off we go. I really hope we reach the end of Valentine's End. That being said, I forgot to use a heart, but our stamina and reason are quite low, so... Forgot to fill the bottle again, but it's fine for the moment. Botanist Mermaids, because in Valentine's End you are still in town. I could have locked out a location, but it didn't really make sense. There's no reason to. Shrug. So either -1 all, get 15 experience, or steal a gun, lose reason. A bunch of reason. That's the essential end point there. We can rest once or twice, but I'm going to take the risk and basically walk forward over a few times, or just take a bunch of Doom. So Kyoko added more Doom, but it's fine. Unfortunately, I don't think this character has fame. I'm gonna hold out though. I could use these 2 spells. They would be nice, but no. So, I think this is a potential one-shot, but we already missed the first attack, so just shrug, I guess, in real life. That's nice to see. Other things I can mention is that when I was going through making the graphics for Valentine's, I'm about to die, by the way. Yeah, when I was going through the graphics for Valentine's, I did want to try and decide how much CGs of Arika and Ryosuke I wanted to make, but I mean, it's a fair amount, but the quality of it obviously is not up to what I would preferably want. Also, we are in pain here. Do I dare gamble? 1, 2, 97 into 97. We're gonna go for it. But yeah, there are more than a few graphics that are of Arika and Ryosuke. I could have added more events to make the mystery feel better, basically. But I ended up not doing so. Really? You don't... Nothing happens when you fail that? Alright, gotta remember that. But, yeah, you'll notice some events actually look more generic is what I wanted to get to. There's not a lot of genericness in World of Horror, but there is a fair amount, so forgive me if I don't always make every event about Arika, Ryosuke, or both. But I think you'll get more than enough for Valentine and Valentine's End. I will admit part of it is me rushing my own creation of my custom mystery because I have a lot on my plate. So shrug. I have no excuse. That is the reason, and it's not even an excuse because it's an excuse would imply I'm trying to hide the true reason. The true reason is I am running out of time to do stuff. So as we go into Mermaids here with 66% Doom, I feel like I'm forgetting something aside from getting a 4th heart, but I think we'll deal. You know what? We're gonna medical kit. We're gonna sell the medical kit and grab a pack of cigarettes. I'm sitting on this level up because I don't know if I want to heal, but maybe we get fame. I don't think this character has fame though, so we're just gonna shrug in real life and take more dexterity and strength. But there are a few things I'm worried about. I could take Doom just to see if I rash decision. I'm pretty sure rash decisions procs there, but there are a few more bugs, whatnot. I don't know. I wouldn't call them bugs, but basically bugs that I'm working with on my end for my own custom content. But there are a few things I'm trying to wrap my head with around Perm still. One of them is being able to assess custom enemies on Perm. I feel like I enabled that, but whatever I did, I couldn't assess enemies properly. There was another thing I wanted to mention, but because I'm about to die here, let me focus for a second. Oh boy, 16 HP. It was not great that I missed the thing. So time for another 90x gamble. Okay, good. There was something else, but assess is the first one I noticed because assess is something that you can do and add in custom text for your thingamajiggy, for your custom content. I'm going to rest here. I don't know if we make it to the end of Valentine's End like this, but we're going to find out. We do have some stamina to spare, and you know what? If we're going to go down that far anyway, we might as well just do this. So we brace into our guaranteed kick, and then we do our desperate guaranteed, should be guaranteed strong. 35 power is a lot, but we'll deal. So maybe there's a setting I didn't look at. There is a lot that I miss here from time to time as well, along with just making things easier to code in Ito files, but everything works, nothing seems to be broken, so I shrug. Although there is something that I did note, that should be first impulse, by the way. Was it not? I'm going crazy. Anyway, we can't take the Doom here, so instead we're going to just take the burns. And then, yes, this costs Doom to get rid of, even more so because I used the medical kit. But could have probably deduced that knowing I had mermaids, but I just, again, I'm a bit lazy at the moment. So, off we go. We could, actually, theoretically, we can fight this with burns, although we do have 3 hearts to, we only have 3 hearts, again, because I forgot. So I'm shrugging real life. I think we can get rid of the burn. Oh, we took nails on accident. Whoops! This is when I should just use the mystery thing. So you know what? Now we're gonna finish this run, but I'll show you Valentine's End at least on normal because you can get through normally as well. But we're just gonna rush this now because I made the biggest oopsie I could, and I'm not gonna restart this recording because I think I can still show things in a reasonable manner. And we'll even see if we go through the next 3 investigations and we lose the run, then so be it, right? That's a free out as well. I often don't take left decisions. It is because of my personal bias that, hey, when you take the left decision, it ends up giving you a stat check in most cases. Okay, we didn't die, so keep in mind that Valentine's End has 8 real investigations, and the one right before is a seaside investigation. And here's double nurses, so, okay, yeah, we wouldn't have reached the end anyway. So, little cigarettes just to be funny, but I don't think we get anything else. Can't throw the bottle of blood. Can throw the empty bottle. Let's see, let's gamble on this last heart. Would it take me the full 3? Okay, 2. But, still though, the problem we're dealing with is that we can't even desperate struggle, by the way, so this is really interesting. We do want to throw out an attack. Well, let's try to survive this and see. And then we Desperate Struggle, and basically we hit 3 attack. Never mind, we can't even do that. So Strong into a normal, and I think that gets us out. Because, yeah, the first attack defeats the first nurse and switches us over. The next does something else, and I forgot to bring handcuffs. But shrug, we'll do our best. So, this is possible, by the way. So this is the big gamble, but again, this video is not going to end until I show you Valentine's End. We did miss 80%, by the way. That was like, what, 60-something% chance to hit all 3 of those attacks? Oh, man. But we'll hit Quick Play and just do Valentine's End really quickly with Yashiro. What a man to be getting these things with. That being said, we do still want to get the hearts because with Perm activated, we want to try and actually defeat this boss. So, let's do a quick little bonus Yashiro run, because again, there's nothing stopping you, as I am going to show you now, from just taking Valentine's End right after Valentine's. But for immersion's sake, I would, if you want to try, at least try out taking Valentine's End last. If you can't reach the end of the run, or you can't defeat Valentine's End in like 1 or maybe 2 attempts, depending on how much you want to try, yeah, just take it in whatever order you want. But otherwise, if you're playing with Perm, you definitely want to take Valentine's End after Valentine's. That's the real strict requirement. If you're not playing with if you're not playing with Perm, then you're just gonna end up you'll just get like a sequence break. It won't make any sense story-wise because you'll take Valentine's End, and if you take Valentine's after, you'll go through all of this. So I think I have 4 hearts at this point, so we should be able to move on. Keeping in mind that you are Yashiro, so thankfully the bronze crucifix isn't a forced inventory space, which is something to mention. I might as well mention here. So you'll notice when I said that, you might be thinking, well, doesn't Yashiro have the Necronomicon? One, you might just get insta-kill spell. I think you can insta-kill spell perm enemies even if they have certain settings set up. 2, you only need 3 hearts to be able to do it. So I did think about that because you're not always going to get insta-kill spell, and it costs quite a lot of doom. So you could just end up losing the run because you doomed yourself out by using insta-kill spell on Valentine's End. The second part is, yes, you might not have enough inventory for 4 hearts with Yashiro because the Necronomicon takes 1 slot. Yeah, you can get backpack, but play with me for a moment. Oh, that's right, we're on Katak. Whoa, what a time to be on Katak, by the way. Yeah, you only need 3 hearts because the boss will then only have about... Well, if you take Valentine's End as your second mystery, it'll have about 32 HP. And then, yeah, on your last mystery, it'll have about 37. So it is a lot to chew through, but it's not impossible for Yashiro, especially Yashiro, because he can at least heal himself in the middle of combat. By the way, this enemy has so much HP for doing -2 all, by the way. This could be a boss in itself, but because we have all the doom in the world to work with, we can rest and then I'll showcase Valentine's End. By the way, I think my faith is like super negative right now, so rip Yashiro's experience, but that's a very Yashiro specific thing. Oh, something I wanted to mention is that I didn't snap my fingers correctly, but so with Yogatag, you'll see a little thing, even if there's a side quest, but so obviously there's no side quest in Valentine's End. With Yogatag though, Yogatag will show up if you just hover your mouse over this area where I'm clicking right now. The Yogatag text box will disappear, and you can narrate through the vanity vanity text in the text box. That's important to note because, well, Yogatag's UI will cover the text there, so you can even see it there. This box here would be where side quests go, or Yogatag goes, but because we're not working with Yogatag, and obviously there's no side quest in this mystery, then you don't have to worry. We got a bunch of Valentine's hearts, by the way. We might as well just use them. Eat them? Question mark? No, use them. We don't need to bring the strange trick in. I could bring it in just to show you, but I would rather show you the ending first. So let's see if we may even make it to the end. We should be able to. If we don't, I'm going to be very sad. I'm going to corpse dust, maybe, just in case we level up. But I think also, I forgot if there was an ally setting for allies where you can do a thing where it would affect on your own. I don't remember if that's true or not, though, but hey. Oh, the other thing I wanted to talk about with Perm is that there was a setting set on default. I think I set it to... I didn't understand the difference between the settings, but I'm pretty sure I'm just going to set it to 0, which is what World of Horror defaults at. As, for those who don't know, basically there's a setting in, I think specifically events, to show that, hey, you can display the results of certain things like stat check rolls or stamina healing and whatnot, but I've had some trouble getting it to appear, even though all I did was add in the base World of Horror. Hey, stamina up, stamina down, so on and so forth. So, shrug. That's all I really have to say at the moment. Also, that last Ryosuke event at Arika's house is literally just Ryosuke appearing there. His sprite shifted a little bit, and his shirt is different because we assume maybe some time or days passed. Maybe he just wants to disguise himself. But as we meet Arika downtown here, this is a very specific downtown background. I think it's actually the village battle one of the village battle backgrounds though. But shrug, right? Also, yes. Okay, so this is something I need to check. I need to fix. It's that I need to basically make the line shorter. I'm probably just taking away a word or two here, but as Arika-chan powers up, and it's really not Arika, question mark. Oh, the other thing I can mention about Perm is that when I was doing basically there are some string variable manipulations that is very specific to not crashing, but causing issues, and that's basically symbols and names. So if you notice before an episode, because you'll notice it if you watch the previous episodes, that Arika's name had a question mark in it. That does present an issue when I'm doing checks in an Ito file, because what happens is that, well, I assume because some of those symbols, whether it's a parentheses or a question mark or something else, it's treated as a logical operator, or whatever it's called. I'm going crazy at the moment. I need to polish up this as well. But yeah, that happens, and basically, if the name does not mean the same, then hey, this is important because I'm having the heart and the trinket activate certain effects based on the name of the enemy. So if I add in a parentheses question mark, it definitely interferes with what I can do here. But it's not the worst thing in the world. I just changed the name. It's fine, but it is something to note, basically. So as we get our level up right at the end here. Not really much else to say. So this is basically just the seaside event where you pick up the totem. I just removed the totem, and actually you don't see a lot of the background, so there was not really a point for me drawing the rest of this. I could show that off, but not really any reason to. Also, I did a little what's it called? There's a trope for this, or there's a phrase for this, but basically a modesty sensor, because this is supposed to be Ryosuke's head, but really it's just to cover up the fact that you defeat whatever is in Arika and she recovers, basically. So without further ado, and again, what I showed you at the very beginning was ending B, when basically, yes, you do flee. I mean, I'm not going to say your character runs away, but yeah, as I end this video here and in about 30 seconds, not really much else to say. I'm just polishing up the rest of what I have, even though I could polish a lot more, but I think I'll just be happy with what I have here. So without further ado, and I also wanted to see what certain graphics look like with this palette set. I'm using Clue because I can't really find a Valentine set. Everything else burns my eyes. That could be possibly red. So as I cycle through the palettes and give myself a brain flash, yeah, if you have anything to say, you know what to do. Not going to take up much more of your time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye! Ow, my eyes!